Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I don't know what we're going to be talking about today, but I wanted to get on here because you guys know that this is like my little therapy session. And I hope that this helps whoever is watching. Okay, so can we talk about control? Okay, let's read. I love this. It's called Jesus is Calling. If you're not religious, that's great because I'm not either. So but you said Jesus is the... I don't care. I'm not religious. I'm in a relationship with God. Just how you have relationships with your mom, your sister, brother, cousin, right? You have to be in communication with these people to build a relationship, yada yada yada. So let's read this, okay? June 19th. Yeah, we're on the right date. Okay, I'll just read it all. I am the firm foundation on which you can dance and sing and celebrate my presence. This is my high and holy calling for you. Receive it as a precious gift. Glorifying and enjoying me is a higher priority than maintaining a tidy, structured life. I know that was tea for me because I always tried to like, oh, I need a to-do list. I'm gonna be doing like, I'm gonna wake up at 4 a.m. I have to get this and this done, and if I don't get it done, then I'm not good enough. Like, I'm not good enough. But slowly but surely, we've been releasing that, you know, because we're never gonna be perfect. Like, the only thing that is perfect is God. We are human beings. Like, we make mistakes. Like, God showed us that from the beginning of time with Adam and Eve in the garden. They made a mistake. Anyways, let's keep reading. Because I was gonna go on a whole rant, but let's keep reading. Give up your striving to keep everything under control and impossible task and waste of precious energy. So instead of focusing your energy, attention, and time into things that you cannot control, worrying and fearing and having anxiety about it, and then going to substances, which could be like, honestly, anything could be like an addiction. Like, if you're needing to relieve stress, you're going to go like or you go drinking and stuff like that. I completely understand, because it's like when the physical does not look like what we want it to look like, it's easier to find an escape. But once that little, you know, that little is done, then you're just gonna keep going back to it, or like that's gonna be your main source of like peace. But it's not real peace. It's like temporary peace. It's physical, like gratification, like not for your spirit, because the spirit knows that it's eternal, and the things of this world just cannot accommodate, like it can't comfort it because of your flesh. Your flesh is basically a guide into your own destruction, because everything that it wants is temporary. It's of this world. We are temporary. We were born and we're gonna die, so that makes us temporary. This flesh wants temporary things to satisfy itself, and it's never enough. Why? Because it is temporary. It just wants to grab on and leech onto everything of this world. But you and I are not of this world, so nothing can satisfy us of this world, only the Spirit of God. And that is when you shift your focus and you're like, okay, these are things that are outside of my control, so I'm not even going to waste my energy thinking that I can control things that I never had control over in the first place. You don't have control over the sun going up and down. You're not God. You can't take on his role, because it's just, you know. Okay, let's just keep reading. You see how I just, okay. My guidance for each of my children is unique. Did you hear that word? Unique. Unique. Okay, that means that when you compare, this is why people say stop comparing yourself to other people, because no one is living your life. You cannot sit down and go compare yourself to Sally Joe. I don't know. I don't know. Don't worry about the name. The name is not important. You can't compare yourself to anybody around you, because what God has for you is uniquely for you. What he created you to be, your task for that, he created that task just for you. So when he created the task, he created you. When he created you, that task was for you. Only you can fulfill that task. Okay, so you can't go like, for somebody, and this is not putting anybody down, Okay, for somebody having a 9 to 5, that's where they have to be. For some other people it might be owning a business. For some other people it might be being a healthcare worker. So everybody's task and everywhere that God puts you is unique to you, because that is where your purpose, that is where God needs you to be, period. So you can't be comparing yourself and your situations, because nobody has lived your life and your exact experience. Seriously, no one in this world, in this earth. Your fingerprint is literally proof of that, because nobody has your fingerprint. So if God made your fingerprint unique, if he made you unique, why would, like, nobody else's fingerprint can fit yours? Nobody else's blueprint can fit yours. You can take ideas, be like, I'm gonna think about that. Yeah, I'm gonna think about that. But you can't take on their whole guideline, because it won't fit to your purpose. Okay? Let's keep reading. That's why listening to me is so vital for your well-being. First of all, to listen to God, you have to know God's voice. So let's start there. Anyways, let me prepare you for the day that awaits you and points you in the right direction. Okay, so this is what I just thought about. When you're listening to God's voice in comparison to your voice and what you want to do and what your flesh or the enemy or the world or whoever is telling you to do, other people's voices other than God will make you feel anxious, like you're not enough, like you have to be hasty in things that you do. God's voice should calm you, should satisfy you. And I'm not talking about, well, I heard God say that it's okay for me to go and drink or whatever. Let's just use that as an example. I heard God say, like, I need this drink. Girl, that was not God. That was not God. Put the margaritas down, put the little shot down. That was not God. Do you know how I know that? Aside from the word, like the literal Bible says, be sober-minded. And honestly, you can debate like, oh, Jesus drank wine, but it didn't say Jesus got drunk off the wine. It says he drank wine, right? Okay. So you can drink. That's not the issue. The issue is that you want to drink until you fall on your head and regret or forget about everything that just happened. That's the issue. You going to something to bring you satisfaction, temporary satisfaction, whether that is people, substances, things. That is where the issue is. You know that you cannot control yourself, or you know that the situations, like, okay, for me, let's say smoking, right? I used to smoke the Mary Jane, the devil's lettuce, which honestly, I won't lie, I'm not perfect. So here and there, but it's like my spirit does not feel good. Anyways, let's go back to you, because this is about you. It's not about me right now. Well, it kind of is, but I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, one thing leads to another. So if you go and you're like, I'm just going to hang out with these people. Okay. You know that those people are going to be doing things that you no longer resonate with. So why put yourself in that space? Because then being around those people is going to lead you into doing things that you do not want to do, that no longer satisfy you. But because you are comfortable in your flesh and listening to the voice that's always replaying in your flesh, that's telling you like, oh, but it's okay. Like, it's not okay. It is not okay. Being disobedient, delayed obedience is still disobedience. I know that one hurt me too. I was like, damn, even if I obey God later, it's still disobedience. Yes, because you are not doing it right now. You are not putting God first in your life. And I don't talk about your little Instagram bio that says God first. Anything that you put before God is your God. That is your idol. That is why he said, do not make false idols. If you are reaching for your phone, once you wake up, by the way, I love this. It says, trust in yourself. Your life will be a journey of purpose. I think I mentioned that in my last video, but I love it. Anyways, if you reach to this, and I'm not saying, oh, I wake up and I'm perfect and all of these things, because I honestly, I do wake up and I'm like, okay, honestly, after I do pray, like I do a little prayer every day, and then I go check my phone or something, and then I go try to read my Bible. But what I noticed is, like, I don't feel good reaching for my phone when I wake up. Why do I do it? Haven't gotten there yet. Because before, I used to wake up, and I would put my phone, like, honestly, I would not sleep with my phone on my bed, because I'm like, okay, oh, and that's a book that you guys should read. Is it Atomic Habits? I don't know. I haven't read it yet, but I read some of it, or I've heard about it. I don't know. And it's basically like, if you know, let's say if you leave your phone next to your bed or on your bed, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, let me scroll on Instagram for 2 hours and then get up. I don't even know if my legs work. Do yourself a favor and put your phone somewhere you cannot reach for it, because you are too lazy. Like, I know, because I struggle with this too, because you are too lazy to not be on your phone. Honestly, you know why it helped me? Because I know that I'm not going to get up and go out of my way in the rising time when I open my eyes and go get my phone. That's why it helped me, because I know my strengths and weaknesses. Oh my gosh. This has gone way off track. Okay, I still haven't finished. It's literally just this page. I read it today. It's really good though. Okay, it says, let me prepare you for the day that awaits you and points you in the right direction. So when I reach for this phone, do you think that that's pointing me to the right direction? No. When I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you, God. What are we going to do today? Read my Bible. Do a little letter to God. I love writing letters to God. I'm not going to lie. I should do that today. I didn't do it today. Again, it's like, I'm not perfect, because you know what really like bothers me? Especially when I started, the mess in the back, it's like my workout gear. You know what really bothered me when I went on Instagram and I was following all of these like Christian people? Anytime I tried to do something, they were like, it's wrong. Like, it would frustrate me so much, to the point where I would be like, okay, so then, like, I don't identify, like, if that's what being a Christian is, then I don't identify as that, because every day I am in a battle with my flesh because of my spirit. My flesh wants instant gratifications, and my spirit knows that it's everything in one, so it doesn't need anything of this world to satisfy it. Forgot where I was going with that. I lost my train of thought. Okay, so it says, I am with you continually, so don't be intimidated by fear. I hope, like, because it got really cloudy. Anyways, I am with you continually, so don't be intimidated by fear. What is fear? What does that mean to you? Like, for me, it means like when I don't have control over situations. And I never did. So it doesn't really matter, because I never had control over it. I needed to humble myself and understand that I had never, ever, not once had control over any situation. Yeah, that's a very humbling experience. Like, knowing that you are co-creating your reality with God by being obedient to him and what he wants for you, because God is a God of abundance and elevation, instead of thinking I control the outcome of things, right? Anyways, yeah, let's just keep reading. Though it stalks you, fear. Though it stalks you, it cannot harm you, as long as you cling to my hands. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. So he said, no weapon formed against me shall prosper, but he never said that they would not form. Okay, so the weapons will form. It's just that they won't prosper against you. Though it stalks you, it cannot harm you. No weapon formed against me will prosper. Y'all can gossip, talk about me, try to, I don't know, be like me, but nothing that I do and that you do or whatever, like, you just can't be the next person. You have to love yourself enough to know that you are uniquely you, and that what you do, what your gifts are, what your blessings are not to be compared with anybody else's, because you don't know anyone's life. You don't know what people are going through, okay? Sorry. Okay, says, keep your eyes on me, enjoying peace in my presence. Keep your eyes on me, enjoying peace in my presence. Have you guys read the Power of Now? I think I have it over here. Have you guys read The Power of Now? It's basically a book about being in the present moment. Do you know how in love I felt with life when I realized that everything that I thought was bothering me or worrisome was just my mind making it up? When you focus your attention onto fear, control, anxiety, that is in your mind, right? Okay, so it's a balloon and it's a star. It's literally outside. I will show you guys, but I don't even think that my iPad could like reach that far. It's literally a balloon and it's a star and it's silver. It's just like going up. I have not seen a balloon like in a while, and for it to be a star is crazy because you guys know that I'm Nova, you know. And also I'm wearing silver jewelry today. Ugh, I love it. I love it. It's like soaring right now, even though it's cloudy. Okay, so what was I talking about, guys? Okay, staying focused on God. Keep your eyes on me. Why? Because if your eyes are in the physical world in front of you, you will not focus your attention onto God. What does that mean? What does that mean? Because now it just sounds like I'm blabbering, right? Like blah, 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 blah. Okay, what that means is do not believe your thoughts, okay? Believe what God says about you. Your mind is gonna be constantly in the past or in the future. Honestly, it was like a survival instinct to think before. I know, sounds crazy, but like thoughts and thinking are two different things. That's something that I also had to learn. So thoughts is like when something pops up and it's like, oh, I don't know, like let's just, you thought about something, right? Thinking is basically a pattern of those thoughts. So if you're thinking about like a terrible day, now you're thinking like that was a thought, right? Oh, terrible day. Now, oh my gosh, it's another one. It's another balloon. And it's not the same one. This one is blue with like silver on it. Is it because people are graduating or something? That is so cute. That is so cute. I love it. Okay, I'm sorry. This video is getting a little bit long, even though I love it. And I'm probably going to do another one because I love talking. Focus on what God says about you, not what the world, your flesh tells you who you are. Like God gave us a spirit of self-control, meaning you have the ability to focus on things that can help you, for you, or on things that will strip you away from your real identity. How to simplify that? Shift your focus. You have the ability to say, I do not want to think about that right now. Y'all can go. And you know, I'm a girl, so I don't know if you could tell. I don't know if you know, I'm a girl. So for me, it's like before I would be like, oh my gosh, God is a bird. I would be like, oh my gosh. So like, oh my gosh, my mind is like, it's like, you know what I do? I'd be like, guards, come take this thought away. Take it out. Behead it. I don't want it anymore. I don't want to think about that. I don't want that in my energy. Care. Say it to yourself as many times as you need to. And then I'm just picturing like literally like really big soldiers in my mind. And then they just come and are like, this thought right here. All right, we'll take it out. And then when I think about it again, I'm like, who let this, like who was not doing their job? Who let this into my mind again? Guards. Y'all are about to get fired. But that really helps me because I'm literally like a visual learner. But yeah, I hope that this helped you guys. Also, this book is by Sarah Young, Jesus Calling, right? It has little verses here for you to like pick out. And today I chose Joshua 1:5. And Joshua 1:5 says, this is the, just making sure, this is the King James Version. Should I do like a little clickbait like that, like a picture? Okay, I don't know. Maybe I might. Cause honestly, you know, like people be, especially men, they're like, oh my God, I control everything. It's like, really, what God clocks in and clocks out? What God needs rest. I understand that the kingdom is within us, but I've been graced and blessed enough to understand that I am not God himself. I do not take on his role. I am humbled enough and grateful that I am humbled enough to understand that I am not God. I do not control anything but because God does give us a spirit of self-control, which is why it says focus on me, because he knows that we can choose to focus. He gave us the power to choose, which is where love comes in. Like, that's what love is, to have a choice, right? That's what freedom is, to love, to have the freedom of choice, like to pick things, right? In the garden, the tree was not there because God hated us, or because he wanted to persecute us, or because he wanted to make an example out of things. It's because God's love is not controlling, okay? He is not going to tell you, you have to glorify me, you have to love me, because he wants us to have that experience and have the choice to go to him. That is why Adam and Eve don't care about all of the other stuff. I'm talking about the Garden of Adam and Eve right now, like where they were at, the Garden of Eden. There was a tree. Why was there a tree in the middle of paradise that could potentially harm them? Because God gave them a word, and he said, literally, like, obey what he says, because if you do this, you know what's gonna happen. So he even told them, like, this is what's gonna happen if, is that an eagle? Okay. He told them, this is what's gonna happen if you disobey me. I'm literally gonna, like, you're gonna die. You're gonna, you know? Yeah. He gave us the choice to choose whether to obey him or to go out and, you know, let Satan, what is that word? Deceive us. Sorry, guys. Let's read this verse, because now it's 22 minutes. I'm like going way off. I don't even know, like, okay. It says, Joshua, the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 5 says, there shall not any man, I love God. He's like, ain't nobody coming between you and me. Okay. Any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. So it's a white butterfly. I love seeing white butterflies. Okay. As I was with Moses, yo, I should make a video about Moses and, like, about the Israelites and all of this stuff, because they had me messed up. And then I was like, yo, why these people don't why these people don't get it? Like, God kept taking them, like, God literally took them out of Egypt where they were slaves and promised them a land of milk and honey. You know how good that sounds when you in the desert? That is why he says to focus on him and not on the physical that you see. You have to have faith on the unseen. Because if your focus is like the Israelites in the desert, being like, oh, but, like, where is it? We don't see it. Like, yo, God got us out here and this. They made an 11-day trip, was it 40 years? Was it 40 years, God? Was it 40 years? Because I was going to say, like, 30 days or something. And then I was like, 40 years? 11 days? They kept going in circle for 40 years because they kept complaining and did not trust God. And so then I'm like, these people, man, did they not realize that God literally did the impossible for them? And then I'm like, oh wait, that's me. I question God a lot. I do, like, it's very difficult for me, coming from a survival mode, trying to do things and everything for myself, to sit down and be like, okay, God, like, I trust you. Why? Because I am just so used to, and my mind is programmed to, like, okay, let's figure it out. Like, what are you gonna do to figure this out? You know what I'm saying? So yes, I do resonate with the Israelites, because I'd be like, God, why are you but then I'm like, stop out of it. Because you know what God brought you out of. Maybe one day I'll share with you guys and I'll make a video about that. Who knows? I didn't even finish reading it. Okay, it says, there shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee. And that's all I Lord, if that was all that said, I will, because you know how many times God says, I will never leave or forsake thee. Even when your parents kick you out, even when your parents don't want you, I will take you in. That is what the Lord says, okay? In Jesus' name. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say is, God said, literally, I'm going to be with you. And anybody that comes against you will not prosper in doing that. They might think they can. They might. But I'm never leaving you. So I hope that this helps, guys. Oh my gosh. This shirt is like... Okay. 25 minutes. These videos just keep getting longer and longer, huh? I just love to talk. I might do another video too, I'm not gonna lie, because I love, this is like my therapy session, guys. Like, I love talking to God and writing him letters, and yeah, I love you guys, and God loves you more. Mwah. Hold on.